Hey, hello everyone, welcome to today's video. It is the 1st of July. I want to take a look at the wave count in PLTR and see how that one looks, because I did take a short position I covered, but I'm still thinking short, so I want to take a look at that. But before we jump onto that, I want to go over and tell you what happened in the market really quickly. There was a day of a pretty interesting behavior, I must say. We were pretty much heard, the market was heard on growth. So the likes of the NASDAQ Composite, a bunch of the growth stocks got hurt pretty badly, while value and maybe even equal weight was actually rallying. So if you look at something like the Innovator IBD 50 fund, this one lost about 2.8%. So there's a bunch of growth in these 50 stocks, and quite a lot of them here got hit, almost minus 3%. So if you go and take a look over at the RSP, like an equal weight, this was up fairly decent, near more than 1%. If you look at Dow Jones, this one was also created a kind of a huge move. Even the Russell, at some point sold off, but then it managed to do a pretty strong day today. So again, the number one index that was hit was the NASDAQ, and you can see this obviously on the daily, and then if you look at the 4 hours as well, how it kind of turned and it broke this little bit of an uptrend. So, once again, look at the formation here. So we're climbing up, we're having this bullish candle that engulfs the previous days. Then we go in, so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of pretty strong price section, and then we sell off. And I don't know if it's the beginning of a larger correction here. I mean, it's still very early. I mean, this doji star here, it's kind of interesting looking. I'm not going to put a lot of thought into it, but I'm bullish, and I still have stuff that's bullish, but there's a lot of juicy short stuff out there as well. So and the fact that this stuff, it's happening in the NASDAQ, I think that's interesting, because that's where most of the froth is. And, obviously, if we take a look at the equal weight, we cannot complain that there is, no breadth. Because you can see the RSP just kind of shooting higher. So very, very interesting moves in here, kind of a market that's a bit split. Let's take a look at Palantir, and then I'm going to take a look at some of the stocks that I've traded today, and some of the things that are kind of interesting. Like, look at the stuff like stuff that sold off like 20%, 10%, 8%, stuff like that. So things that were, hit quite a bit. So basically in Palantir, we have the weekly chart is on my left, and the wave count, let me see if I can pull this one back up. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. So this is where I think we are. And I think I've showed this before. You must maybe have seen some of my other videos, but I think we're finishing up this wave 5. This is the second week that we're approaching the low. It's early, right? And it's going to be a very short week. But I think we're going to probably be entering into some kind of a fourth wave in here. We have a pretty decent divergence. This seems tired, and if you look, let me turn off my AC. Hold on. So I was going to say, if you look at the where this wave 3 traveled, that's 161.8 multiple of wave 1, which is a beautiful target for a third wave, and that's exactly where the market is reacting. So this is just kind of telling me, then look at this fourth wave red, how it comes in the area of a previous fourth wave, right? And not only that, but it pulls 38.2%. So when you think, Elliott Wave and clues, these are some of the clues that are interesting. How do you know it's a fourth wave? Well, it usually comes where the fourth wave of the previous degree rests, and then it also retraces about 38.2. Then you have 161.8. Then you almost have, almost an equality between wave 1 and wave 5. Wave 5 is a bit longer. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be a wave 5, and I don't really care if it is or not. I'm not here to gain points for being right or wrong. I'm here to try to make money and just try to, take advantage of a decline, even if it's short, right? I'm not looking to say, oh my goodness, okay, we're going to get a fourth wave all the way to 63 and just kind of, get likes and views and clicks and stuff. Doesn't matter. Like, I just want to see if you know, if this works out, and if it does, you know, how can I take advantage of it? So if I go on the daily, this one, let me see if I have it here. Yes. So I mean, same thing. I mean, nice clear ABC. This, it's been an interesting thing because you're looking. I mean, I was looking at it as a diagonal, you know, and it does look like that. But when I try to count it, I got some imperfections that I don't like. And I don't know if we have to be perfect or not, but clearly there is a rejection here on the daily time frames and a pretty big sell-off, and this was in high volume. And now, you know, we're also closing near the lows again. So this tells me that at least, you know, this should be continued to be tried to the short side until you know, this, at least this high here gets taken out. Until then, I think that we want to sell into any kind of rally here and continue to see if we can get some more short out of it. Now look, you're this dip stopped at 50 RSI. You know, this dip is at 50 RSI, so they're going to fight this and they're going to try to push it back. But you know, we'll see where they're going to end up with it. So again, just wanted to take a quick look at Elliott Wave in terms of kind of how Palantir looks. And if we look at it on my platform in here, you know, that's why I shorted yesterday. It's because of this move right here. Let me get rid of the cursor. It's because of this 1, 2, 3, and then the corrective move, and then he wasn't even able to go to stage. I was worried this morning. I'm like, what if this thing just pops back up? And I was ready to kind of fade it and just short a move back into this high to see if it does that. Then I'm just going to try to see if I can squeeze it. But it didn't do it. So I'm like, let's just stay patient and wait for it. Towards the end of the day, I decided to close it off and just kind of not carrying it over the day. Over the night and into tomorrow. And if it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should get a bounce. If it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're breaking lower, then I guess, you know, it is what it is. I'm probably going to miss the rest of the move, but I don't care. So we'll see what happens. My thinking in here that we're probably going to get a little bit of a bounce into the 20-day, and I'm curious how they're going to react once they get up there, you know, because if I'm going to notice selling, I'm probably going to sell into that for lower. So that's Palantir. The other one that I had short was Tesla, and I covered this. I covered in pre-market this morning. We shorted it back here, and this morning I'm seeing this action. I'm like, man, this is good. Let's just get out of here. So I covered, I think, 304 a little bit, and then I covered a little bit below 300, and I was like, I'm out of here. This is a pretty good move. It's giving me what I wanted, so I'm not gonna overstay my welcome. But I don't think it still looks like a very weak chart. It basically broke below the moving averages. It's in some kind of a volume. I was thinking this is a big ABC, and you know, so far it's still impulsive. So there might be, you know, kind of a wave 4 forming and then a sell-off. We'll see, but you're going to be coming close to support. So I'm keeping it on my radar for further shorts, and I'm going to try to maybe put it on Twitter when I do or something, but or maybe in the chat. But you know, for right now, I'm just kind of out of it. Then again, we talk quickly about Palantir. I shorted Home Depot today. I shorted after this candle, once this red candle started to appear. Why? Because I don't know. I think this was based in news. I think they bought a company or something, and I see 5 waves, and this wave here, it's into a declining 200-day moving average or 150-day moving average. 200 is just above. I see a divergence here. It's pretty frothy, and if I look at the, you know, at these charts in here, what do you see? What do you see? I mean, I see a big head in here. I see a left shoulder. I see some kind of a right-hand shoulder. I see a declining momentum. So I don't know if it's going to do that or not. I mean, but I don't really care for that. Just to see if I can, you know, get it a bit lower. And maybe, you know, it's just going to bleed like that over the next several days and maybe back into, I might have to take this into next week. Because Home Depot is not a big mover, although you wouldn't say that by this, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, 10 minutes video. I want to keep it short. So the other one I was short was Rocket Lab. This one, son of a gun. So this is what happened. So I was short RKLB, again, based on this fake out, and then this morning it does this, which automatically, when it made a new high, I closed half of my position. I kept half of it. So I lost on this guy. I made it back on the short on the rest of my position, and I just basically broke even. I still think it's a short, or I still think it's worth keeping an eye on, because I think it's a fifth wave, just like kind of PLTR is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5. So it's going to start slow, but then it's going to go. So very interesting how we close the week. It's going to be on my list to continue to short Rocket Lab. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other one I shorted was NVTS. This one was just weak. I saw the break here. I'm like, let's just kind of get a short, and it did give me a little bit of a move, but I mean, obviously with enough size, but I was expecting a bit of a heavier decline. I don't know why, but it's just a $6 stock, so I'm out of that one. CEG I shorted this morning. This was, I mean, look, when I saw this overnight, I'm like, this has got to go down, because they tried to take it up, 4-hour chart, they fail. You have this candle in here that tells you that the buyers are kind of done and sellers are stepping in. So, it's worth taking a shot. So, I was lucky, and I'm like, I'm going to cover into the 20-day average. I'm not going to carry this over. And then HIMS, also, it just came down, but not a lot, but enough with the rest of the position. It was a good day. So just kind of, I'm like, I'm just going to cover. It's fine. It's just not too strong, but I may be back in there tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And then the other one, it's ELF. I think this one I showed it yesterday, although I forgot to mention, but didn't do a whole lot. But when today did this, I'm like, holy crap, this one is going to take the highs. I'm going to be stopped out. It didn't. And instead it pulled back, and now it just has a little bit of a block there. It's not the ideal setup. If we break below 20-day, that would be good, and I would target probably these lows, or maybe even a little bit lower. So that's on ELF. Now, the rest, I still have the rest of my positions kind of on the long side. Watch the other videos for that. But some other interesting stocks, and I missed. So AVAV Technology, this one dropped severely, like 24%, right into the 20-day moving average support. I don't know. I think that this one is going to be a short on bounces, so I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. Then AVAV, it's another one that just beautiful sell. I think it's got more to go after this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, short ABC, but it's probably going to do an X wave and then another ABC. So I think this one continues to weaken. Axon, a darling of growth. Pretty heavy day. I mean, if I go on the daily, I don't know. I mean, it's not a candle that you want to see. I mean, it could be something like this. Look at that. And then that's what happened. So that's what I mean when you want to wait a little bit to see if the bears show up. And they showed up. So now you have more confidence to short than just buying in than just selling in an uptrend like that. But I mean, it's still an uptrend, but with the bears showing up like that, I think that's, you can take advantage of a bit of this froth and see if we can get some downside, I guess. And then it's net, again, look at the sell-off in here too. After this looks like Palantir too, right? Like look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 4, and 5. Even if it goes one more time, I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's got a lot of power. And look at the, actually this one, it's really good for short. Look at that. So, these stocks will stay on my short radar. GEV, beautiful. I love to own this one. I did own it out of the breakout out here for a while, and then I got rid of it, and then, I chopped it. I messed it up a couple of times, but, even this one seems to have a 5-way move off the lows, but the buyers came in pretty strongly, so it's not as beautifully looking, although the RSI divergence continues. Coin, it just sold off. Let's go to a 4-hour. Look at the head. Look at the nice head and shoulder. And just broke. I mean, I don't know. I would not be too bullish this guy. Even if it does that, I would probably short into that zone. ASTS, another one. This one I was short. The problem with this one is I don't know how you're shorting, but the broker wants 300% margin on this thing. I'm like, what the heck? So it's not really, it just takes a lot of margin. But I mean, I talked about that, and then look. And then it does a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's a 1, 2. So it's got to have another 4 and another 5, I think, into this 20-day. And then you have SOFI, which, when you see a candle like that and you probably came on a lot of volume and then it stalls, you know that that's the end of that move. So, comes back and it's forward extended. I think that this is probably a short on rallies, at least for a few more days. And that hood, I don't know if it's ready yet. And if I go on the daily, we'll take a look, but probably not. I need to see a bit more selling. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and then I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.